What has been a busy week, an interesting week, I'm sure, for all of us. Time for me to kind of get back to normal a little bit here. We did have NFL Week 8 season. Easy for me to say it. Let's try that again. Skip it! Week 8 of the 2020 NFL season wrapped up a few days ago. So trying to get caught up here. It's time for me to give you a look back at the week that was. So let's go ahead and get started. Starting off with the Thursday night game, the Falcons for once remembered their defense, and they actually held tough in the fourth quarter. I know, as crazy as that sounds. I know. It's almost like it was a foreshadowing of the state of Georgia coming through in the clutch for a change. Interesting. Falcons beat the Panthers on Thursday night, 25-17, to do just enough to surely start to put them out of the Trevor Lawrence sweepstakes. Switching over to the slate of Sunday games, Cam Newton struggled again. Bills and Josh Allen weren't great, but they did enough hold off the Patriots, winning 24-21, and now New England sits there is 2-5. Not good. Tennessee Titans got caught in that trap game. They overlooked the Bengals apparently mightily. Their defense sure as hell didn't show up. And Joe Burrow and his crew did, and they made them pay. Great win for the Bengals, 31-20 over the Titans. The Raiders defense traveled really well on the road. They stuck it to the skid marks. They beat up on the Browns, shut them down, winning 16-6. Phillip Rivers threw for 3 touchdown passes, and don't look now, here come the Colts. They cruise easily past the Detroit Lions 41-21. Dalvin Cook had a big game on Sunday, dominant on the ground. The Minnesota Vikings, just going to show again that you never know sometimes when it comes to these divisional and rivalry games. Sometimes bad teams will jump out of nowhere and surprise you for a week. They certainly did me on Sunday. They beat Green Bay 28-22. As we should have had any doubts as to what was going to happen, Mahomes had a big day, was able to easily pad his numbers because the Jets are terrible. Chiefs dominate and roll over gangrene 35-9. And at least I give the Jets this. They're refusing to fire Adam Gase because they're saying nobody can help ensure that number 1 overall pick better than Adam Gase. Can't lose the top pick if you never win a game. Smart. Very smart. Tua time started off with a bang for Miami. Not necessarily because Tua was really any good, but the Dolphins as a team stepped up behind their young quarterback in his first career start. Impressive win at home over the Rams, 28-17. Lamar Jackson's 4 turnovers certainly proved costly and did enough when all was said and done to help the Steelers. Late touchdown from Big Ben to Chase Claypool in the fourth quarter ended up proving to be the game winner. Pittsburgh remains undefeated, the only undefeated in the league, beating Baltimore 28-24. Drew Lock throws a last-second touchdown pass to KJ Hamler. And, of course, the Chargers lost at the end of a game. Is there a more snake-bitten franchise in the league right now? I don't know. Broncos win 31-30. The Bears came back from double-digit deficit in the fourth quarter to force overtime, as they seem wanting to do this year. But they ultimately choked it away in overtime. Lutz hits the game winner for the Saints. New Orleans wins 26-23. Russ and DK Metcalf combined to have a huge day against the 49ers. Seahawks roll relatively comfortably as Jimmy G was yanked from action due to injury. Seahawks 37, 49ers 27. When you look at the Sunday night game, again, a perfect reminder of somebody thought that this game should have stayed on Sunday night. Oh my God. DiNucci was duty. Wentz was whack. This game is whack. That division is whack. It's a crock that one of these teams is going to end up getting a home playoff game. That's garbage. Eagles outlast the Cowboys 23-9. And it's garbage that ended up staying on primetime television on Sunday night. So stupid. And you look at the Monday night game. Something that you thought could be a possibility for Tampa as they might be looking ahead to facing off against Breeze and the Saints next week on Sunday night. They come into this game. The Giants stuck a really good game to them. They tried their best to overcome the Daniel Jones handicap, but even Daniel Jones made a clutch throw late. Had a chance, 2-point conversion, and we all know what happened there. So Tampa escaped, probably closer than they thought they were going to, 25-23 win over New York. When I look at some of the winners and losers from week number 8, I'll start off with the winners. I look at the Raiders. They go on the road. Defense nuts up, plays well. Get that win against a Browns team that's in the playoff mix themselves as well. Those are the types of wins that could come up later in the year, when you start thinking about playoff tiebreakers and playoff seeding, that could really benefit the Raiders. They're just kind of flying a little under the radar right now. The Miami Dolphins, don't look now, but all of a sudden they're freaking 4-3, and they've got their rookie quarterback who they hope is going to be better as the season goes along. You look at Miami, like that was a big win against the Rams. There's no question. And like I said, Tua wasn't any good, but it didn't really matter because the team stepped up and responded around their young quarterback. Well, that was a good win. It's not out of the realm of possibility. That division is not locked up by the Bills by any stretch of the imagination. The Dolphins have a chance, and this type of win on Sunday certainly helped them with that. And then you look at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now they've put a little more distance between themselves and the Baltimore Ravens. They're the lone undefeated team in the National Football League. It's a perfect spot for them to be in, so they can probably lose their first game next week. But you needed to get that big win over the Ravens, and they certainly came through on Sunday. When you look at some of the losers, I got to go New England Patriots. Especially Bill Belichick. Not looking too good right now. Not looking too good. Tom Brady's thinking about winning division titles and making deep playoff runs, and the Patriots are wondering how many more games they even got a chance to win this year. It's rough. My Chicago Bears, what more can I say? This is a team that a lot of their fans foolishly, naively, and idiotically bought into being legit. They never were. Tried to warn you all. You didn't listen. But, now that they've already won the 5 games, it's too late to tank. So you might as well try and win what you can. It was an eminently winnable game for the Bears at home on Sunday with the Saints because Drew Brees is done. He's washed. And the offense sucked for large swaths of the game. The defense's game plan and approach was just absolutely atrocious. Drew Brees throwing the ball anything past 5 yards is an adventure. So, of course, the Bears are going to give him underneath throws all day long. Who does that? Chuck Pagano's defenses do, apparently. It was just stupid. And then the Dallas Cowboys. Oh, my God. The wheels on the bus are falling off, falling off, falling off. The Bears of the South are coming undone. Ha, 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 ha. Will Mike McCarthy actually make it to a second season? Signs right now certainly point to no. This is a train wreck and an absolute nightmare. And yet another featured game for the Cowboys where they look like absolute trash. Some game balls from the week. I'll go with the quarterback position first. Patrick Mahomes, 416 yards passing and 5 touchdowns. I know it was against the Jets, but hey, man, 416 yards passing and 5 touchdowns in the NFL. It's still 416 yards passing and 5 touchdowns in the NFL. Dalvin Cook, obviously 226 total yards and 4 combined touchdowns, 3 of them on the ground. He was an alpha. He was a dude. He was a force on Sunday for the Vikings as they upset the Green Bay Packers. DK Metcalf, 12 receptions, 161 yards, 2 touchdowns. What more can you really say about that young man? And then when you look at the performances, I can point to the Raiders in terms of defense and special teams. And I can say, going down the road and beating a potential playoff team like the Browns in the fashion that you did is impressive work. But I'm going to go with the Dolphins. They got touchdowns from their defense and their special teams units. They forced a couple of turnovers. And they stepped up and played big against a quality opponent like the Rams and supported their young quarterback when he was not very good in his first start. That's a pretty good performance right there. So I think they certainly deserve a game ball for the week. But to close this all out in my 2-minute drill, I want to talk about the Chargers. I don't know if I want to, but I'm going to talk about the Chargers. This is just captain can't get right type of stuff. They get ready to go into a season, and Derwin James gets hurt again. Or, a year or 2 ago, it's Hunter Henry tears up his knee. Or Joey Bosa gets hurt. It's always something with this damn team. And as much as it's fun for everybody to knock on the Atlanta Falcons for finding ways to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory, what the hell would you call what the Chargers do? They consistently do this week after week, time after time. Look at the Monday night game against the Saints. They had the Saints dead to rights, and they found a way to lose it. Here again, the Broncos, they had them dead to rights, and they found a way to lose it. This is just an organization that can't get right. And luckily for them, now that they play in Los Angeles, nobody gives a crap about them. You say, well, why would you say that when they're in the second biggest media market in the country? Because they're also the second team in that city. The Rams have more roots established. They're more popular there. And nobody gives a crap about the Chargers in Los Angeles. Nobody wanted them there. Imagine moving from a place where you could be the only show in town like San Diego to go be somebody else's, Clippers in Los Angeles. Like, that's just stupid. And that, to me, just perfectly embodies, again, just how kind of can't get right this organization is. And I really worry about the future of Justin Herbert because he's got dude potential. He's flashing you some real abilities. I really hope that this type of confluence of suck, of vortex, of abyss, of just bad luck and stupidity doesn't end up sucking up his career and taking it down the tubes. Because when you look at the Chargers, like, they got something to build around. But these types of losses have got to be really dispiriting. And I don't know how you guys put up with it, Chargers fans. That would get old and frustrating to me. I know that for sure.